It's Jabria, the Bright Queen, and Kitty Manili, the cat. Um, and today we're going to be talking about the angel number 1212, 1221, and doing what you need to do in order to set yourself free. Yesterday I experienced a huge emotional, volcanic display. And then after that, I experienced a lot of joy. And this was because all of this had to do with basically undoing a pattern that I'd previously established and setting myself free from that pattern that did not align with love. And I feel that that's what the number 1221 is saying, is doing what you need to do in order to set yourself free. And of course, this is always easier said than done. Right now, I keep getting this feeling about ancestry. So for someone watching this, or a lot of people watching this, there is a pattern that is ancestral, something that your father did, your father's mother did, over and over, that is still repeating within you. I'm hearing that pattern is not having put yourself first, and instead putting yourself last, making it seem as though you are not valued above other people, that your innocence is not worth protecting. So doing something that is the opposite of that, which would be putting yourself first, protecting your own innocence, is something that you would need to be doing at this time. I feel guided to share something else that occurred yesterday. I was in need of menstrual pads, and I didn't have the funds to get it. And I was like, how am I gonna get these pads that I need? Which they should be free. But anyways, I was guided to just relax, and I was told by myself, my highest self, that everything will be provided. Everything is provided for in love. And so that's what I was thinking, feeling, and knowing. And then 2 minutes later, I got a text message from someone that was asking me for a reading. And in exchange for partial payment of their reading, I asked for some menstrual pads. So it came right then and immediately. So that is something that you can be doing in order to prepare yourself for the re-experience of true heaven on earth, is taking these little moments to relax, breathe, let go, know and trust that all is provided for in love. And that's it, period, point blank. All is provided for in love. Something else that happened yesterday I'm being guided to share is that I was getting this this energy from someone who I guess was trying to block a reading that I was doing for someone. And they were basically using the excuse that tarot or readings in general are demonic, and as a cover for them wanting to have control over someone. And my response to this was that guns don't kill people, people do. And I feel like that's very important to say, so I'll say it again. Guns don't kill people, people do. And I feel like that's very important to say, because it puts the power back into the hands of the being versus in the hands of items that the beings have created. The choice basically is upon us to decide that life should prevail in a way that is in alignment with, I'm hearing, true source code. Okay? So all of this is what I'm feeling is what the number 1221 is about. The number 1212 that I saw initially was just for me and what I'm getting to share with this message, as well as the short that I made, so be sure to go check that out. The short about angel number 1212 is a sign of support, and that you are perfectly, beautifully surrounded by love, support, care, and souls who are willing to provide guidance should you need it, or just a pat on the back should you need it. I feel that the number 1212 is also about gifts coming back online. Please let me know in the comments if you've noticed things like this, but I've been noticing a lot of things moving on their own. So I talked about the other day in my most recent video about doors opening on their own, and it's because my front door has been doing that. And was it yesterday too, or the day before yesterday? I think it was the day before yesterday. I was sitting at the dining room table, and I put the top on this jug of lemonade, and I went to eat my food, and the top flew off of the lemonade onto the floor. And I was thinking maybe I bumped the table, but if I bumped it, it should have just like fell to the side, the top, but it flew like from the table across to the floor. And it's just been little stuff like that that's been happening. Like I put a metal fork on a countertop, and then I went into the laundry room, and then I heard the fork fall off the countertop. So I'm sure a lot of people have things that they'd want to give me in terms of advice or what this could be, but I'm not asking for advice, and I'm not asking what this could be. I'm here to speak on what I know this is. This is consciousness, divine consciousness, or we'll just call it consciousness, coming back online, and our connectedness with the reality around us. And truth, the reality around us is us. We created it. It is ours. And so, of course, it responds to us and is directly connected to our states of consciousness. And I feel that these items moving without anyone touching these things is because of my own consciousness and my own thought forms moving them, perhaps, obviously, I guess, unintentionally. So if you've been experiencing things like that, please let me know in the comments. Again, this is not me asking for advice or definitions or all that other stuff. If you give me advice and stuff, I'm just probably gonna either not respond or delete the comment. But anyways, if you're still watching this, please give a thumbs up to show a sign of support, and thank you for being here. So I want to move on from those numbers. I feel like I've discussed them thoroughly for what I feel that they are meaning today, and we'll go on to other things. So I'm going to get out these Medicine Woman tarot cards. I feel like these are important. This one fell out with the white book. It's the Emperor card, which says command. So And by the way, this deck is made by Carol Bridges, because I'm not going to put that in the description. So I'm taking this to mean exactly what I was just saying about angel number 1212 and also 1221, because, you know, they're connected. We are in a state where, in a space, in a time, however you want to say it, where it is encouraged that you take more command over not just your reality, like, you know, you go out your day-to-day life, but command over your being and the imposed self-limitations that you have made for yourself. It's time to take off those blockers, take off those blinders, take off those inhibitors, and truly begin to command the experience of being your true self, fully free and unimpeded. And I'm going to give an example. There's this show that I love called Invincible, and it's about superheroes, and one of them is this woman who is able to manipulate matter. However, because of a mental blocker that was put in her when she was a child, she is only able to manipulate matter to a certain extent. And this is to keep her from being able to fully access her powers to the point where she would become unstoppable. With this card about command, I feel that it's telling you to begin and initiate living your life day by day in full command of yourself, And once again, in this state where you are accessing your true self, where you are accessing your soul, you don't need to worry about becoming excessive or overly power hungry or egoistic or apathetic, because being in touch with your soul, being in touch with source, being in touch with truth, and that knowing of truth is in itself a space of love. And that love is always going to guide you powerfully, divinely, without flaw, you know, every single time. So it's innate. You don't have to worry about that. And I feel that that's something that they've used in order to limit people and to get people to limit themselves, really, is by saying like, oh, like, don't get, you know, don't access too much, because then you'll become, you know, you'll become just like the enemy or whatever, or you'll become like out of touch, things like that. But no. This is what it's like to be truly in touch, and being truly in touch will be organically in alignment with the highest good of all and the self. It'll be as one. Angel number 44. Okay, so this card wanted to come out, and excuse me, of course it's the Empress. So with this card coming out with the Emperor, you know, again mentioning that balance, what I want to say was what I'm getting from this Empress card is what I was talking about with angel number 1221, about how we need to be consistently practicing letting go and trusting that all things are provided for through love. That's why this card is about bounty. And that's why in this card, you don't see this person or the baby really getting up and walking about, hustling or trying to figure things out. The baby was born, and so the baby is provided milk. Okay? Looks like a waterfall. Yeah, it is a waterfall, and then we have a basket of abundance, and then a rainbow going over the top. So what I'm hearing with this as well is that not just like milk or something physical like that will be provided, but also sacred knowledge. If there's something that you need to know or that you want to know and that you've been seeking, once again, don't be in the energy of making haste or of stress or trying to force through the way that we've been taught, you know, through social conditioning and all that jazz, to try and get the knowledge. Everything is provided through love. The knowledge will come to you either through some external source, which is still internal, or some inner source, which is still, you know, in a way external, because it's all one. It's all one. But yes, if there's some information as well, release it, relax, be in that space of just love and knowing, and everything will be provided through that love. I'm hearing concave, something concave, with these being circles. And me hearing this word concave, it's reminding me of the tomb that's associated with the egg for Easter. I'm hearing to be careful with yourself and to surround yourself with cushioning and everything you need to incubate. So I guess this baby is important in this picture because it's 2 cards, but there's 3 people in these pictures. So I'm feeling, once again, like I was talking about in my Doors Are Opening on Their Own video, this need to really provide to the self, like to protect yourself and to comfort yourself. Give yourself nectar, you know, milk and honey and warmth and fluffiness and softness and smoothness. Give yourself grace to the best of your ability, because as we know, you know, things are, you know, different for everybody. So to the best of your ability, and most importantly, to your state of being, your state of mind, your state of being. Be gentle with your thoughts. Pay attention. Notice if your thoughts are rushing or if they're all very harsh. Shift them, you know, release them, and instead tune into the ones that are more slow or at a steadier pace, and soften up or reword or rewrite the harsh sentences if you're kind of having them in your mind. Okay, take a moment to see if there's anything else. I'm hearing your glow. Your glow is very enticing and attractive. And in that glow is a seed that has everything that you need for what you are here for what you are being prepared for. And you getting into that resonance, into that frequency, of your own individualized uh, harmonics of love, what that means for your individual self, your individual soul, will automatically attract and start shifting and growing uh, your your purpose, your unique purpose, your unique uh, path. If you heard that sound, for why you chose to come here, it'll just begin, and in fact, it already has. So go easy on yourself and notice, become aware of all the ways in which you are already presently, constantly working for the highest good of the one, for love, for all, for now, forever. Thank you.